There's something I would like to point out real quick. Hospitals. We have a lot of patients with language barriers, and we feel like these patients are neglected. Okay? They don't get the same amount of education, the same amount of support as the other patients who have no language barriers. Okay? I have a patient who was discharged home, who needed every single resource necessary, every single support. It was not taken care of prior to discharge. That patient was sent home with less information to none, no information. And the thing is, patient requires extensive assistance, 24-hour care, and it was not set up. Imagine me as a home health clinician, as a home health admission nurse, going into that patient's home and realizing that patient wasn't supposed to be discharged. That patient should have had a referral straight to a rehab. And from there, they will decide, they will plan to send this patient home with all services. Having a language barrier doesn't mean the patient should be limited. Okay? The patient is not limited. The thing is, the patient is alert and oriented times 3. The patient is able to communicate. The patient is able to make her needs known. But it is not being addressed because of a language barrier. Having a language barrier doesn't mean you are clueless. Doesn't mean that you are less than others. Doesn't mean that you don't require help. It is not being taught. It is not being done properly upon discharge. A patient who requires 24-hour care, especially if they are totally dependent, shouldn't have been discharged without any support. This patients with language barrier, they are part of the vulnerable population. They are very vulnerable. And guess what? You only sending them home to get worse. I feel like they don't have people to advocate for them. Not a lot of people are, advocate for patients with language barrier. Okay, they'll send them home. If they provide a translator, they're just gonna get translator. And what else? What else? Huh? Not all agencies are created equal. I can't speak for many. I can speak for myself. Okay? So now it's up to me to decide whether or not to admit this patient. The discharge summary stated patient's skin